January 8th. It's a little bit chilly this morning. There's a lot of frost on everything, and I believe the temperature gauge said -13, but there's definitely a wind chill. Oh, the chickens hear me. So this is a project I've been meaning to work on since last week. Getting this dug out here along the side of the run so that when we have the snow on the run accumulate, it doesn't have the ability to stay on there quite as easily, and then it can fall down and it doesn't accumulate as much and then cave in the run. It's also a very good thing to make sure, as you can see, if there's snow on there, then the chickens aren't getting as much daylight and then they won't lay as much. So we have noticed a difference with the cold weather, as well as with the decrease in the daylight with the production of eggs. We're still getting at least a dozen a day. I'm going to try to get down as far as I can so that it lasts longer. Because we will be getting more snow. That's a given up here. So unfortunately last night I didn't get very much sleep. I did actually go to bed very early and fell asleep shortly after 8, I think. But then around midnight, Thorn was kneading outside. I had to tend to the fire, and then Thorn wouldn't settle. We've been having problems with Charlie and Thorn. Charlie is really dealing with pain issues, I believe, and it's just making him extra sensitive and even aggressive. We are trying to treat the pain naturally. It's difficult, again, as I've said before. We just don't have the availability to vets up here, and you can't just like hop into the vet and take your animal. So I will be consulting the holistic vet that we deal with, and maybe she can prescribe something for him, even over the counter, whatever she thinks, to try and deal with his pain. I don't like to give pharmaceuticals. I don't. Yeah. I just had some bad experience with pharmaceuticals in the past. And I'll leave it at that. So, as much as I can prevent using pharmaceuticals, I try. But sometimes there are a need for it. And then the roof was leaking again. And I just can't sleep when I can hear that dripping. Rod and I learned a trick. If we want to leave and make sure that the chickens are in the coop, we just shake the snow off the run and they all run into the coop, and then we can close the door. So then they're safe for the night if we want to go away just before sunset. So a little trick we figured out. I don't know if there's anything fashion behind it, but we did have a what they call a wolf moon, which is just the full moon of January, was on the 6th. And I don't know, I'm wondering if just the way the dogs have been acting and the cats have been crazy, if it's got anything to do with that. I know their God's sacred calendar is fashioned around, or the lunar cycle's fashioned around God's sacred calendar. I know the holy days, a majority of them fall on a full moon, and the woman's cycle also goes around the moon. It's a 28-day cycle, just like the woman's cycle. And there's something behind all of that. I really do think that. So, and I've worked in healthcare, and you know, there were some just unexplainable things happened around full moon time. I don't know if it's just the energy or what, but there's definitely something about it. I just have to say that. Rod and I had actually planned on working on this on Friday. He was gonna do in between the sea can and the shelter, and I was gonna do this, but it was like negative 25 degrees with the wind chill. I don't even know what it was. It had to have been at least 30 or more. And it was just too cold. You can't risk frostbite when it comes to trying to get chores done and stuff like that. You do what you have to do and just don't take the risks. And unfortunately, that ends up taking longer to do things. And like I said, I had planned to have this done last week, and now we're into a new week. So, but I said I'd get it done, so I'm getting it done. So you actually might be questioning about the changes around here. Just the fact that it seems like I'm the one in these videos for the most part, when it was, I would say, pretty shared before. So why that is, except for in the summer when Rod was sick, my hubby has always been really, really supportive of my endeavors, and there was something I was really wanting to pursue, and it was actually me that I was working at a local cooperative. I had about 30 hours a week that I was working, and back the end of November, a new opportunity kind of popped onto me, and it's something that I actually kind of was pursuing since last spring. And so Rod does have a part-time job, and so he has increased his hours so that I could pursue this. So I resigned from the cooperative, and now I'm able to work from home and spend more time on the homestead. But my schedule just recently has, because of this pursuit, has increased, which is amazing, but also means I need to be blocking off time. And you know, so many people dream about, you know, being an entrepreneur, working for yourself, and all those kind of things, and working from home. But when you do that, you really have to be, you really have to have that self-control. You have to have that self-discipline, is what the word I was looking for, in making sure that you're blocking off time. And I actually did some research on time blocking or schedule blocking, and it's actually quite, they say that it's one of the most efficient ways to get stuff done. So we'll see how that works out. But if that answers your question on why Rod's leaving me alone to do all this stuff, he's off working. And this is part of my job now. And I want to say too, Rod does have some physical limitations. He has had some health issues in the past, and we can go into that in another video. But he also was in a pretty bad car accident 3 years ago, and he was off work for 5 months to heal, and he changed his career, actually his job. That was before we came up here. So he has some physical limitations, and doing this kind of stuff is extremely hard on him. He does it, he pushes himself through and he does it, but then he pays for it in the end. So I don't seem to have those problems, thankfully. Praise God. I'm one of those weird people who actually likes physical labor. I know there's a lot of people who don't, but I do. It gives me a sense of accomplishment, and yeah, I don't know. I like breaking a sweat, which I have already. It just seems so weird that it's like so stinking cold out here, but I'm sweating underneath here. So sometimes I even have to take my coat off, but you have to be careful not to get a chill after that. So once you start sweating. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going ahead at this. I've never been a gym rat. I actually really disliked working out around people. So I'd always do at-home workouts. But I'm a very practical person. And you know, honestly, if I can get something done and get exercise at the same time, that's hugely beneficial. So it's maybe another reason why I like physical labor. I don't know, because I can feel a sense of accomplishment. I can visually see what's been accomplished after the fact. And in the same time, I've gotten a workout. So, 2 bonuses. This tree in my face isn't helpful though. Thorn's also discovered that he can jump on top of the hay bales or the straw bales and jump over here onto this nice snowdrift and sneak off on us. So this is another reason why, out of his safety, I have to get this done. But look at that sunshine, you guys. Seriously. So if you look straight through there, I don't know if you can see the landscape at all through there, but that's Black Bay of Lake Superior. It's one of the Great Lakes in Ontario, and yeah, pretty amazing, guys. You get the best sunrises and sunsets. It's so beautiful up here. Cold, yes, and we do get snow, but the beauty makes up for it. It really, really does. Have any of you actually been to Lake Superior or up in this area? If you haven't, I suggest you make it one of your bucket list things to do, because you're totally missing out if you don't. And while you're up here, you can just come visit Tinyfoot Acres. I don't know if you know the song Legend of the Edmund Fitzgerald, because the Edmund Fitzgerald actually sank and is at the bottom of Lake Superior. There's a little history for you. I believe that it's Gordon Lightfoot that sings that song. We're at the finish line, people. We're at the finish line. How does that look? Worked up a good sweat, and now we're done. All right, on a walk. We'll see how this goes. Charlie doesn't even have his collar on. He's been so good without the collar. And I have been putting a leash on Thorn, but unfortunately I had to intensify how I was using the collar, unfortunately. We did see right here these tracks. If anybody knows what they are, and it is not a dog, could be a canine of some sort, but it's not mine. They go all the way up, and I'll show you when we come back up. Okay, and we found, I believe it's scat of some sort. It's not from my dog. Let's see if I can find it. Now, I mean, some people might not be interested in this kind of thing, but I mean, we live out in the wilderness here, so, oh, I picked the wrong path. Oh, I think Lawrence found it again there. That's where I want to be. I didn't wear my snowshoes this time because I had walked down here with the snowshoes and I thought I had patted it down enough. So it's like, it's a gray type of scat, and you can see the hair in it. That is not from my dog. So if you have any idea what it is, coyote, wolf, most likely coyote. They have been seen here by the previous owner in the exact place where the tracks go. So that is why I'm not sure if it's, because we did have a wolf in the area, and I know that we have packs here, so I am going to try and get to the other side over there where Thorn is, because drop my mitt, because it's a lot easier to walk, because I've walked on that more with my snowshoes. But here, we'll walk through this, and I don't have my snowshoes, or you can see how far up I went. Okay. Alrighty. I don't know if you can see how sparkly the snow is, but even last night we had a full moon on the 6th, and the moon is so bright and brilliant, and it just lights up the sky. And I went out at midnight with Thorn, and the snow was sparkling. Like, look at that. I don't know if you can see that sparkle, but gorgeous. Okay, so the tracks go all the way along here on the edge of the bush, and then you can see the tracks on top of that hill, and they go off along there around the other side. All right, I strapped my snowshoes on because I want to go over there and show you guys. And I do not want to go without my snowshoes on. Well, they're further back in. They're in the bush more. But before, Thorn's going up. But yeah, and they go over there. Can you see them over there? All right, guys. Adventure is over. So this is where we're probably gonna, I guess I shouldn't say me. Don't you think that would be a good snow luge? This is where we wanted to try it last year. Okay, bud, keep going. Oh, he's sinking down in. No, Thorn, come on. Okay, keep going, Charlie. Oh, you poor guy. I hope I don't have to carry him. He's not doing too bad now. Oh, the sun's so sparkly on the snow. Look at his legs shaking. His poor little legs. So, I don't know if you can see how his leg shakes like that. Oh. So I was looking for my kettle. I had to go into the utility shed for something to turn on the inverter. And I set my kettle here and I forgot to take it in. So, because I was gonna make myself more coffee because it was a short night of sleep. Anyways, Thorn and I are going to get eggs, and I will take that in and make myself a coffee when I get back. You don't realize what a difference all that snow makes, but it is crazy bright in here compared to what it was. Look at it, they're so happy. They're super happy, look at them. Aww. Oh, and their feet fell down from me banging on the outside, trying to get the snow off. So we'll put that back up and grab some eggs. You guys are so cute. Look at y'all bedding in, taking a dirt bath. That's obviously making a difference with the heat coming in too, because it kind of works like a greenhouse. So that's another reason why they're probably so happy. Not only are they getting daylight, but they have warmth in there. So I'm so glad I had time to do that. I wish I would have been able to do it earlier because it's been pretty cold, but that looks so much nicer and so much more sun can get in there. I should actually try and get some of this down too, just so it prevents this guy and Charlie from jumping over. The sun is so bright today. It's beautiful. It actually feels like really warm. on, buddy. Can't forget my kettle. Should probably take more water out to them too. It's getting low. So, some of the things I've been thinking about. It's January. I don't know if you guys have heard of winter sowing, but I tried it a little bit last year and it was successful. So that is something that I'm going to do again this winter and be able to get a head jump start on it. Last year I started in March, I believe, and this year I have the opportunity to have had the knowledge about it ahead of time. And the reason I researched it last year was because I had the indoor stuff not work out, and I was like, how do people do this? So our growing season is so short, and this gives me the opportunity to get a jump start on it, and the plants are hardier, and so I'll do another video on that. I'll probably be starting those the end of this month, January, or the beginning of February, and you'll be able to see the progression of all that, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about that. It's something that gardeners just have this like thing in them that is like, it's time to start seeds. So it's definitely going to be something that I look forward to again this year.
Okay, so Liz was busy today shoveling and more shoveling. She's been doing a lot of that lately since I'm not home as much, since I've been working at my job at Canadian Tire. She was really busy today, took the dogs out for a walk. People don't understand that there's a lot of stuff that you do around here that is really hard work. And walking the dogs is not just walking the dogs, it's training them. And we have coyotes coming around, and we're finding scat and tracks and that. It's pretty important that you go on a walk with the two dogs, that you're always aware, and the dogs are always on guard too. And you never know when they're gonna maybe run a little farther than they should. So our roles are switching a little bit, but we're just kind of going back and forth, and we're just trying to get things going for Tiny Foot Acres, and we each do whatever it takes to make sure everything runs smoothly. So, like we've always said, life is too short. Take any adventure you can.